Well, school year has kicked in. The students are back, starting their education for this year, and Congress is also back in Washington doing their work. And we want to go up there now and talk with Virginia Foxx, who is joining us this morning, a Republican of North Carolina, and the subcommittee chair of the Higher Education and Workforce Training Subcommittee. Thank you, Congresswoman, for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
We've had a lot of calls, and we talked with Congressman Joe Courtney about higher education, the cost of college, student debt loans. What would you do to address that situation?
Well, I think one of the things that should be pushed more, parents should be demanding more, and the legislatures should be demanding more, and that is the movement called early college or dual enrollment. Many more students could be getting their first 2 years of college in the high school setting if there were more demand for it on the part of parents. And as I mentioned, the legislatures, because legislatures are paying for duplication. Many of the students planning to continue their education after high school are duplicating in college the last 2 years of their high school work. And I think we need to do a lot more of that. On the committee, we are pushing the issue of transparency, and I've had a bill pass 2 or 3 times that will require colleges and universities to be more transparent on their costs so that students and parents can make better decisions about where the students are going to go to school to continue. Certainly, I'm a huge proponent of community college. I was a community college president, and I think that the community colleges are underappreciated by most people. Many students could begin their educations close to home, live at home, and get an excellent education at a community college before they transfer. But the other thing is, many students do not need to get 4-year degrees. We are in a skills deficit in this country right now, and we need to do more to encourage students to develop their skills and eventually perhaps get a degree, but get certification along the way and be able to get excellent paying jobs, sometimes 6-figure jobs for doing that. So we have a whole host of opportunities out there for students and parents to prepare for work and prepare for a good life. I mean, education is not just to prepare for work, but is to make us a whole, well-rounded person. But there are many opportunities short of going to an extremely expensive 4-year college or university straight out of high school. In fact, those students make up only 27% of our student population right now. More and more people are coming from what we've called non-traditional ways. I prefer to call them contemporary students.
Congresswoman, I'll have you respond to Congressman Joe Courtney, who has legislation to deal with student debt. Here's what he had to say, and we'll get your response on the other side.
This bill would address really one of the biggest overhangs in the U.S. economy, as well as a real hindrance for particularly recent graduates from college who are still carrying high interest loans, whether they're public loans through Stafford or private loans through private banks. What the bill would do is basically take advantage of the low interest environment that our country's in right now and allow people to refinance down their interest rates to 3.4%. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that would put about $50 billion into people's pockets who, again, are paying huge rates today, and which also, frankly, is generating a windfall for the government, which I think is clearly not what the intent of the Stafford Student Loan Program when it was first established decades ago.
Congresswoman, can you support that legislation?
Well, I would like to remind Mr. Courtney that when the Democrats were in the control of the Congress, they're the ones that set a very high interest rate for loans. Republicans wanted the interest rates to go with the market, but it was the Democrats who insisted on a higher rate, and we were able, when we gain the majority in the House to lower the rate, actually. But I haven't looked at what the CBO score would be on this for us. I'm not familiar with Mr. Courtney's bill, but we have to look at what the cost would be to the American public. You know, every time somebody asks me to spend money, I think about the hardworking taxpayers who underwrite everything that we do in Washington in one way or another. I've got a sister who works in a factory and has worked there for a long, long time. She plays by the rules and pays her taxes. I think about her. I think about my daughter, who works very, very hard every day, and all of us who work hard and pay our taxes, as to what are the burdens we are putting on those people in order to subsidize other people.
Okay, let's get to calls. Diane, Cartersville, Georgia, a parent.
Okay, on some of the things that they said, I agree. Some of it I disagree. I feel that they should get the parents involved. I don't think the parents should keep having all of them 24 kids that they have and not come up to the school and learn what the teachers are teaching them. I think one day a month for each student in that classroom that the parents should be able to come up there at least 4 hours to help them teachers, and that way they may learn instead of just putting everything on the teachers. They're forgetting that's their job. They are not to be there to train them, to feed them, to clothe them, to even teach them how to walk, wash up, or even teach them how to act. That's the parents' responsibility. So,
Congresswoman, do you agree?
Well, God bless this woman for her comments, because I think we have wonderful teachers in our school systems for the most part, and they are being asked to do a lot of things that go beyond what traditionally schools have been asked to do. You know, we are way beyond reading, writing, and arithmetic. Our schools should be there to teach students the skills they need to be successful in life. But that has gone beyond academics. And this woman is on to something. We know that the most successful schools in the world, and we've known this for a long, long time, are the schools that have good teachers, great principals, and parental involvement. It is not rocket science. We've known that for a long time. So she is on to something. It would be so much better if the children were given to the schools. I shouldn't say given to the schools, came to school prepared to learn the academic subjects, and that the teachers weren't being asked to do everything for the students. God bless this woman.